Warning: the opinions given here are not meant as a call for action. They are for entertainment purposes only. They barely graduated from YouTube.
Opiniones del milenio pasado. The podcast where our opinions and yours are needed. With their own opinions are here Rogelio Garcia, Alfonso Garcia, and Socrates Garcia. Get ready for the controversy and mystery, where our opinions slash through. And where's your opinion? Opiniones del milenio.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very
pasado.
much for letting us be with you guys. We're gonna thank you. We are Opiniones del Milenio Pasado. We're here to talk to you. We got about three things that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna make it short. If you want to stick with us, you're gonna hear 1, 2, and number 3. But we're gonna divide it. We're gonna divide this ones because we don't want to make it too long for you guys. My name is Rogelio Garcia, and I welcome you to the show.
Hi, how you guys doing? Welcome back. This is Opiniones del Milenio Pasado. We're gonna leave that name. We're not gonna translate in English, because we want you to speak a little bit Spanish, like everything, like in everything else. We don't want to be the avocado of the species. We want to stay in the same name and our natural name and our native name, so you guys can understand it. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Like my brother said, this is going to be split in 3, and we hope you enjoy it.
That's right, my friends. Welcome back to this brand new episode. Like they say, it's going to be in 3 different places, but I think the last 2-3 episodes we did them in Spanish. It was time for you guys to receive one in English, and let's see how you understand us. All right. So how about we go to Consejos de Papá Poncho?
Let's go.
Consejos de Papá Poncho.
Welcome. How you doing? This is the first time that I'm going to give this Consejos de Papá Poncho, which is just something from me to you to maybe help you understand a little bit of your life, or something you might not have paid a perspective view of things around you. Well, today I'm going to talk about specifically the way that our minds comes to have us make moves outside of our minds. What am I saying? When I'm saying this, is what I'm trying to tell you is that a lot of times people that are acting angry, sad, mean, happy, is because their thoughts are happy, sad, and mean. Yes, there's sometimes where a lot of people are acting out things just to cover whatever is in their mind. Yes, those are the cases, but are very segregated. Those cases when people have those things, and most of the time they're controlled. There's just few people that have really different type of minds, and they act differently. What I'm trying to go with this is that when you have a relationship with yourself, and you're acting out things always with anger, it's because in your mind you're always arguing with things. My consejo de Papá Poncho, my advice right now that I could say is that start talking to yourself as if you were someone else. Where am I going with this? So start addressing yourself in three persons, in three different persons. Yeah, I know you're gonna sound crazy. This is gonna go crazy. This is gonna sound like what? Am I gonna sound like a schizophrenic or something? Yeah, maybe you will, but you're gonna gain a little bit of sanity. How? First of all, you have a sentimental side of you. All right. Then you have a mental, a person that it's rational inside of you, and then you have your physical person. Okay. A lot of times we act only with your person that is always with the feelings, with how you're feeling angry, you're feeling sad, and that reflects on the outside person that you are. You know, the one that is saying the things out loud. And sometimes we have this overpowering mentality that is always trying to find the rational things of things, and that's what comes out of on our on our physical form, on our mouth, on our speech. What I want you to understand first is within yourself, specifically pay attention to which one is which one. Why? Because there will be no control if you don't know which one is which one and which one is talking through the physical you. A lot of times we cannot communicate, we cannot understand, and we cannot listen to other people if these two things and the thing that it's the physical, these three persons that are wanting you, are always arguing within yourself, trying to argue to the person that's trying to tell you something. And there's no communication. You might be responding to that person, and that person is telling you information, or is asking you something, or is telling you something very important. And because within yourself are arguing with these three persons that are yourself, then you only find which is one, a reaction sentimentally of the things that are said to you. Or another one, finding an argument on how to defend yourself from these things that are being said to you. In which those two occasions, they're useless for you. Okay? Even if someone comes to you with a very bad criticism, try to be composed and understanding where does that come from, how is it coming from, and why is this person telling this to you. Use those three things within yourself to communicate, and you're going to understand better yourself and the person that's trying to communicate with you. All right? Consejos de Papa Poncho. Come on, listen to us. There's going to be a nice show. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, after consejos de Papa Poncho, we gotta thank you, Alfonso, for the wisdom. Very always needed. I hope you guys listen to it, help you out, and the young generations that come, behind us, listen to it. May apply to you and may apply in the future. Well, today I want to bring, like I said, we're gonna bring three things. We're gonna divide it by three, so you guys, your own opinion. We're not gonna make it this long, as long like we always go to.
We try.
We're gonna talk about what's going on New York. We see these videos, we see a whole bunch of videos about these compatriotas hispanos from Venezuela. We got a lot of time. There's a lot to talk about this. Number one, guys, just to remind you, the line that the border is not open. Again, the border is not open for you to cross. Don't believe what you hear on every single media. Do your investigations. Go ask people. Call us. Send us an email. We will tell you what we know. We will give you all the information. But the border, guys, is not open for all your my friends that listen to us on South America. The border is not open. Don't try to do it. It's very, very risky right now. But we're gonna talk about Venezuela, about all these Venezuelan guys that came over, cross the line. and they ended up in New York, and that was a big deal going on over there. What do you guys know about this?
Well, see, this is a very complex thing. As I was, as you were telling us, and I was looking at videos and everything. I'm gonna excuse myself because I have a cough and it's been months and it hasn't finished. So it seems that since 2015, people from Venezuela started just fleeing the country. Now I'm gonna mind you, I'm gonna make myself shoot myself in the foot and edit a little bit and give you the position where Venezuela is in the Americas. Now, I want everybody, because most of the people that speak English, and that if you're not Hispanic, if you're not from a country that is from the South, you will not understand this. Venezuelans are not Mexicans. Just so you know, they might look like and they speak Spanish, but they are not Mexicans. Well, since the 2015, they've been just literally fleeing of Venezuela. The first country that they went, because there's a neighbor country, was Colombia. What we're seeing right now, the the floods of people that are coming in here, Colombia's seen it first. So, and then Ecuador's seen it. And then for some weird reason, they jump all the way here. This is, to me, the more and more and more that I looked at it, it's becoming so weird, because at the beginning, the people that were fleeing out were people that were educated, the people that were in part of the that were part of the let's say of the people that were in the government. But sorry, I'm gonna I'm gonna be coughing a lot. Just I'm almost done. People that were in the government previous Chavez. So what happened is that they try to live in their own country, but because of what Chavez did, it became unbearable for them to live in there, and they couldn't hide anymore. They couldn't find any job, so they moved away from their country. And the first country they went to was Colombia. In Colombia, they had so much problems because there was a point that so many that were coming in that country that they they didn't know what to do with it. I mean, it became a real problem in there. And then the ONU had to step in, because Colombia said, "Hey, we're part of the ONU. We need help, because there's so many people. We don't have enough space. We have a space, but we don't have the infrastructure to be able to support all these people that need help." So they got help in Colombia to keep some of them, but they keep on coming, and they just couldn't figure it out.
What I haven't heard much about the immigration from Venezuela to the United States. But taking for what you were saying, Poncho, it's not only Colombia. I heard that they went to Peru as well. But I imagine all those people that flee to Colombia, to Peru, all those neighboring countries was mostly because those are people that they went without, they didn't have the means to travel all the way to the United States. Because they were just fleeing. They were just trying to flee from Venezuela. For all for all of you that haven't seen it or anything, it became a dictatorship. Not only with Chavez, but the guy that went after Chavez is the same thing. He went on the same line as Chavez was going. All the people that are coming from Venezuela right now, or they are here from Venezuela, are like you say, those are people that are they had studies, they had degrees, they have bachelors and all that stuff, and they were granted a visa or a passport to come to the United States. Right now, we're seeing a big, a massive immigration from there, I'll say. But I don't think it's only from them. I think it's from everywhere. One thing that I can tell you right now, I didn't know we had that much until recently. I had like 6 people coming at once to my job to apply. And I mean, to me, it was normal, but one of them told me that they didn't have trouble with their paperwork, but they told me they had like a extension. And to my I mean, I didn't know anything. I reached human resource, and he was telling me, the guy from human resource was telling me, like, yes, they have a permit, an extra permit for like 300 days to stay in the States legally still. I get.
See, this is the reason why we're talking about this, and I'm sorry I'm gonna cough again, but the reason we're talking about this is this is very suspicious, people. Not the people that are coming in here, but this is very suspicious.
Social Security need help. We need immigrants to pay for Social Security.
Yeah, that too. But
I think
besides that point, Rogelio, this is
there was a conspiracy, conspiracy. Okay.
Okay.
No, but listen. No, listen. Listen, what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
As give us this this talk about, and I was reading about recently. There were some 300 immigrants that went to the border from Venezuela. That they said, "Oh, we're here." We somebody told us. Who is that somebody? I don't know. They didn't say. Nobody specified, but they said somebody told us that you guys were going to open the border and help us go all the way to Canada. But who said that to them? I mean, you don't just overhear someone. 300 people don't just overhear someone say they're gonna help you cross all the way to Canada, and 300 people just go to the border and expect you to take them all the way to Canada. Something's happening. I think something's happening. I'm not gonna go into the left or the right. I think you can have an argument for both sides. You can have an argument if you're a Republican, you can have an argument saying like, this is Joe Biden trying to make noise so nobody see what his son was doing, or nobody wants to see what he's the money he's spending on war or whatever. Or you can have this in the democratic side and say like, no, this is noise that the Republicans are creating, so they don't put on a light that they don't want to do the spending that we already spend. They don't want to pay what we already said that we were going to pay, and they're trying to take Social Security away. So that's the noise that you can argue both ways. The reason is that I think it's important to talk about is that from us, that you hear from us, is that we have to pay attention to what's happening. Don't just find someone that is guilty. Try to look, the researches, because if you just go into TikTok and hear this 10 seconds videos, you're not gonna know anything about this. This is deeper than that. I mean, to me, this just raises a red flag to not even believe anything until I hear 10 different sources that are good sources to me, to try to begin to understand what's going on with these people that are coming from Venezuela. And then all of a sudden they're coming in the big screen saying, oh, we want you to give us free houses, free free food, and free this and free that. That don't happen. That's not real. That is not real. This is, I'm sorry, no, it doesn't seem, this is manipulated. I have $100 bet that somebody's manipulating this narrative. For why, for what, I don't know, but somebody's doing this in purpose. That don't just happen. That's not real.
Well, we're gonna move all the way to the videos we have seen that what happened to this hotel, 5-star hotel. The state government is paying every night to have them living there. Now, they rule out the only families are gonna be their families, mom or dad single fathers with kids. So every single man or single woman came out. They moved into a different facility. This is how we know about them. This is how everybody point their fingers on them, like, hey, something is going on over here, right? They didn't want to move. They make a big deal. Finally, the police came over, told them, if you don't want to move by your own, we're gonna physically remove you. Well, everybody left and went to the other facility that was pointed to. But one of the things I want to go little back and forward with you, Alfonso, these people, these immigrants, okay, not people. I'm very sorry, I apologize about that one. These immigrants from Venezuela, they used to get everything from the government, from whatever country, from Venezuela. The government paid them. That's why their money went down so much on value. They get everything from the government. They used to. They come over here, and the government is paying them every night on 5-star hotel, every night. Now, when they get kicked out, of course they want to fight for the night over there. Now, when everybody is taking pictures and video of them, you can see a guy wearing $150 sandals. $150 worth. You can hear them when they interview this guy. Hey, we don't want to be sleeping on the streets because we got hits. They're valuing $150 to $200. We don't want to be stolen. And when you ask them, when the guy is getting the interview to them, hey, what about, I'd you be looking for a job, for work? He said, no, I haven't had any offer. And like you say, back and forward, I'm going back and forward. These guys have a degree on their own country. And they believe they're going to come over here to a different country and work on their degree. Like a video I shared with you guys, the guy says, I used to work on a radio station. I don't want to work on construction. Construction, anybody can do it.
But I have a degree.
I have a degree, exactly. And guys, listen to this one. Hold on, Sogra. Listen to this one. If you have a degree on your own country and you didn't do the back and forward paperwork to validate that degree and then to whatever country you want to go to live, it doesn't mean anything. It means zero.
Yeah, you're right. And again, I will be lying to you guys if I say that I really investigate on this thing. I really don't. I really didn't, more than what you sent us. But for what I see, I really don't really like doing that. Not, because I don't like homework. One, and then second is I try to get to hear what you guys have to say about it and give, like, this program says, or my opinion about it. It's really hard for me. Like you call them. Well, you didn't want to call these people, but they're people. It might seem. It might sound. Like, I don't know why derogative. To call them people, but they're people. But it's still, yeah. I mean, I think what's happening is some of them, like you said, they come with degrees, and for all of us that come from Latin America, all of those people that they have a degree on the country, just because they have a degree, they believe they're in a different society. They believe they're in a higher status, and like you said, they come over here, and because they still have the feeling. They think that they have to be respected as such as they were in the country, but like you say, their degree doesn't validate anything here. If they didn't validate it, I think you send us one, which is messed up. Then I think they should start checking backgrounds on whoever they let in here. One guy that was part of the government from Chavez.
Mm-hmm.
And he was walking around on the malls. He was just, and a person happened to notice who he was. A politician that was with Chavez. A politician was supporting all this stuff. But and many
Yeah,
of you may know Chavez was against the U.S. Chavez was always preaching that the U.S. was a tyranny that was trying to hold them down. And if this guy was with Chavez, was supporting all that, and now for him to be in here, walking around the malls, buying all the stuff from here, you know what fucking hypocrite? I'm sorry about this, but you know what kind of fucking hypocrite he was doing that kind of stuff.
yeah, and him as whatever he did on his country, because we saw the video. This guy, I believe, he ordered the actual war open fire on the people from Venezuela. I don't recall the place. I review it at the moment when you send the video. I review it, but I don't recall the place. But he was the one that ordered open fire on these people.
Yeah, I sent a video. I sent a video because I found it and I was like, yeah, because like I said, I was doing my research and I came across that video because, like I said, there's some people that are in here from Venezuela that ask for.
They committed crimes. They
Yeah,
committed crimes.
yeah, because they were part of the government, but the government went so out of their way, and the crazies got replaced by the crazier ones.
Yeah, but well, I'm gonna say that's not an excuse for the U.S. government not to run a background check, and these guys just walking freely
Or freely, yeah.
over
like
here.
that in
So on this part given to this guy, I'm gonna blame the U.S. government on not doing their job. You know, not doing their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and you know, what I have a problem with these people, and I will say these people, this type of people that we're talking about right now, that was part of the Chavez government. That, you know, they had all the ideology. Yeah, all of those people being here, I don't have a problem with Venezuela's being here because, you know, there's a saying in Spanish that it says el sol sale para todos, the sun rises for everybody. You know, everybody, we came here to look for a better future, and we're making happen this better future for us and for our offsprings, our kids. And it's valid, you know, whoever wants to come in, this is the land of the free. This is the land of the opportunities. I'm okay with them being here. What I'm not okay is for all of those people that at some point they threw shit to the states, and then they here reaping the benefits of it.
They were in a position of power to really be. I'm gonna give you just one little bit of a detail that I came across. Colombia. According to Felipe Munoz, the most affected area where the Venezuelans were getting into, and it doesn't. I didn't wrote down the specific place of Colombia, but it says that in Colombia they were receiving people from Venezuela. There were like 1.4 millions that decided when they came in. 1.4 million decided to stay in Colombia, and they have to put them around in places. But there was like more than 2.4 million in about 3 years that went to Colombia, and they were talking about 25,000 kids without these are the part of the immigrants that Socrates was talking about, the immigrants that were not in a power position, they did not have any education or nothing. So and then Colombia spent so much money, about 1.5 million dollars of US dollars to take care of all of this. And Colombia is a country that, you know, also struggles with things. But then now I understand that the point that you're giving, Socrates, and that Mexico is living the same thing, because there's a lot of people that have to go through Mexico to get to the United States. And if they get kicked out, they have to stay in a country. And usually that country is Mexico. So Mexico is I'm sorry, it struggles to see where am I gonna get the money to sustain all these people that, you know, and they live in
They're
poverty
staying
because they
behind.
don't have nothing.
You know, a little bit of that immigration that you say. Let's remember that out South America, Central America, you know, it becomes just this little tiny line, and they have to pass through Mexico. You know, they have to, because that Mexico is the only connection by land that goes to the United States, other than Canada. But you know, on Canada, you have is Alaska on the north, which is part of the United States. So Greenland, and they, I don't think they're really gonna travel down to United States. You know, everybody's gonna is gonna travel up to the States, and like you were saying, all these people that are passing by, and that's another thing with Mexico, and you know that I don't want to get to it because it's a big one too, but yeah, that they don't make it, that they the immigration patrols grab them, they just throw them, you know, like all they want is just get them out of the United States. So what they do is just like you say, they just toss them back to Mexico.
Yes. And I know what you guys are gonna say. You guys are gonna say Mexico should shut their borders down. And it's not that easy. The difference between the United States border with US to the Mexican border to the southern countries is that we have a big sea in both sides.
Mexico is gonna make a wall, and Guatemala is gonna pay for it.
Wait, but
Well, at least that was gonna be small. This is very controversial. I'm sorry about my coughing, but this is very controversial, guys. Please do your homework. These people need attention. That the ones that they do need attention, but we have to make the U.S. border accountable. Why they are letting people that are not supposed to be here? And I'm not saying because of the color of the skin. I'm not saying because of where their procedence is. I'm saying the people that we know that were in the government and that were in
They
position
make
of power
crimes.
and
Exactly.
they were attacking the U.S. They're people that could be terrorists in the future. So
But
why are they?
Venezuela don't send the best people.
but you know that's the crazy part, Poncho, because the people they are jumping the border, the people there they had to walk all the way across from Mexico. All those people are the regular people, the people that I'm talking about, that they looking for a better future. The people that they actually got to get these visas or passports are people with papers, are people that they had the means to. So those are the people that the United States are letting come in without checking the backgrounds. Because I bet you the guy that committed all those murders, he was here with a visa. I bet you that he came here legally.
Yeah.
You know, it like you said, and that point, it's the U.S. government fault.
Exactly.
They're making.
And listen to this. Thank you to the U.S. government or administration or immigration, whatever you want to call it. This I'm gonna take it like Socrates says. These people from Venezuela, these immigrants from Venezuela, they have benefits now. They got benefits that no resident has. They got benefits that no resident and become USA citizen has. They got benefits that the people that has been here over 20 years, people that has been here since Barack Obama. When that was Barack Obama, that was account 11 millions. Back on Obama, on the first term, back on Obama, there was 11 millions of illegal immigrants. They got no benefits at all. They paying Social Security to the government. So all the people that's getting money from Social Security, when you see an immigrant, tell them thank you. They paying you. Well, these people from Venezuela, they got benefits that these people never had. That these 11 million people, immigrants, they have been here with no status. They don't have. They just cross over the border from Venezuela. They say, I'm here. They give in a border. We hear it from Socrates. They got an extension of 300 days to work. People that have been here paying taxes over 20 years, they have nothing. I blame the U.S. government.
and
I mean, they give him every time that the government, whichever party you want to go to, every time that the government talks about immigration and all the people or the immigrants they are here with no status, they play dumb. They look around on the other side, both of them, like everybody. Yeah, like they talking like la Virgen les habla. You know,
yes.
But these people from Venezuela, they got all those benefits like this.
And it's not jealousy. We're not talking about jealousy. It's like,
no,
this is
we're
what
talking about they
happened to
haven't
the
been equal, or the government hasn't do their job.
yeah, exactly. That's it. Well, we're gonna leave you with this homework. Why don't we move to the next thing, because
Okay, guys, you want to continue hearing, the next discussion? Stay tuned. Don't move. Don't switch it. We're gonna end up this one like this, really quick, really short. Guys, do your homework. People from Venezuela, I love you guys. You really good worker immigrants. Whoever work on the government and they hear, shame on you. If you know them, get your phone, post them, make a social media.
And explain us who they are too.
Yeah. That like my brother said, all the love to us. We're immigrants as you. We want the best from you. You're here. But if you was part of the Chavez administration, shame on you, and I hope they cut you.
And please put a comment in here, send us an email, and give us more information. Maybe nobody knows Venezuela more than you there from Venezuela.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bueno, guys, keep it tuned. We're gonna move to the next one. Boom. Thank you guys to be hanging out with us. We talk about Venezuela last episode. Thank you. We leave you a little spaceship on the last one. We're gonna talk about ovnis. We're gonna talk about, I got this information for a really, really truthful alien spy that I got on the government. Okay, there's aliens from the government. I talked to them. We all know them. It's crazy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. We're gonna talk about this. Hey, we're gonna start with the Chinese balloon. Ha 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 ha. There's a little video that I make on my TikTok. Whoever follow my TikTok and you recognize me, that's awesome. The video I make on TikTok. So I'm gonna send it out to you guys. If we can post it over here, it's great. I mean, do we really have aliens? Guys, this is my big question. The US government says we took down an UFO, un ovni en español, un UFO en inglés, on a border with Canada. The guy from Canada says we took it down because that was a danger to the commercial planes. That was another one somewhere else, and that was another one. That was the third one on the lake, border with Canada and Michigan State, on the 50 states. That was taken down. This is like, we got a cylindrical shaped thing. We don't know how it's holding itself down. We don't know how it's traveling. It's just holding itself down there. We took it down. U.S. government, from military perspective, a guy came over and says, we don't discard that this is an alien ship technology stuff. Moments later, after the third UFO was took down, everybody saw, whoever got Twitter, everybody saw on Twitter, the White House, the guys from the White House says, we took down these spaceships. We believe there's an alien technology there. Which we're gonna hold it right there because we know they backed up to the whole thing. There, they backed up into the whole thing. They backed up.
Look, I think this is just a freaking joke because this is my point of view. This is I think the balloon, like you say, let's start with the balloon. The balloon, they said the Chinese government, it was whatever. The Chinese government said they saying it's just like air balloon that they were just using, and the air just took it somewhere, but they didn't want it. They didn't have control of it. The U.S. went down and shut it down, which is when I heard the news, it was unbelievable because they started coming from Canada, and they shut it down when it was all the way across the country, North Carolina, South Carolina, somewhere around there in the Carolinas, and it was a laugh. It was a joke for everybody. Everybody was freaking laughing, and I believe this whole aliens and thing, it was just a trying to make them see that, oh no, the government is able to check on everything. They're checking on everything, and these are aliens. It's just a smoke screen, so they stopped laughing that they had to shut down this balloon with a freaking $1 million airplane
and rocket, like about $400,000 military missile that took down this thing. I mean, we used what, 3, maybe 4, because a pilot from the first takedown on Canada says the first missile they missed. So they took 2 missiles. So it took. Can we put that on our deductions on a W2?
Hey,
all the way along with the Ukrainian people.
With Ukraine, yeah, with the
Hey,
what is 11 tanks that we sent? Okay, Alfonso, what do you have to say
Hey,
about
wait,
this
hey,
alien, guys?
Hey, wait. Hey, wait. Listen to this. Listen to this. Chingadera, wait. Listen. You guys remember we were talking about the flat earth in a Spanish episode. We were talking about the flat earth, and this guy that was trying to prove that the earth was flat and made a rocket.
Yeah.
He didn't even open his eyes because he was so scared.
Mm-hmm.
How much that rocket you think was to make that rocket? I don't think it was not even into the 100,000.
No.
Why don't we make one and go with one of those? And then, hey, you're gonna pay $400,000 to get the balloon down. We get it down next time for like half of the price, and we just got the rocket.
That would be fucking
easy money.
That would be fucking funny. Somebody starts a company in LCC with a little thing, from
Brazil.
These tribes from Brazil, they still using those darts.
The blowgun is a blowgun, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we're on the money right there. I think these are all smoke screens. I think the Chinese balloon, I think at the beginning, well, not at the beginning. The little things that I know, this balloon was spotted since he was in Alaska, and the way it traveled through all the way to America. It was not in the public knowledge because the public did not needed to know, and we as the public we're in need to know basis. So, and at this moment, we did not need to know. And to be honest, why did they shut it down? Because people started to know. That's why they shut it down. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. If the call wasn't given to shut it down, it was gonna be them if you do and them if you don't. So it was shut it down because it was the safest way to go to say that, look, we're powerful, instead of we just let them do whatever they want. So it was the position that the Biden wanted to take. So he took it. He was going to take BS regardless of the situation, regardless what he was going to do. But when they came out with the aliens, they just fucked.
You know what? You know what? I think, politically, Biden took a right decision, but he just took it late.
Very late.
he waited too long to do it, because if it would have shut it down when that, when they first start coming from Washington, the state of Washington.
There's plenty land. There's plenty no people's land there. They
Yeah,
can
there's no people, like you said. There's no people's land. They would have shut them down. Even Republicans will have applauded them, because they always want to show that we have a powerful army. But just waiting for him to go all the way to North Carolina, it was probably almost out of the United States when he shut it down. Waited too long.
To be honest, Socrates, the main thing, it was not shutting it down at all, because let's remember, this balloon belonged to China. Okay,
but
it's not the only one. It's like four other ones going around.
But listen to this. Like Socrates says, political ways, and to the American people, says, we got a UFO, because that was a new UFO. We don't know what it is. Well, we know it's a balloon, but we don't exactly know who belongs to. We have no radio communication to it, so it becomes an UFO.
Yes.
Unidentified flying object.
Exactly. La Socrates says, if the government, the U.S. president would say like, hey, we got this, we're addressing it. We believe we're gonna take it down in the next, 5 hours if we don't find anything. So we'll be taking down between North Carolina, South Dakota, somewhere. No, my bad, because it went through Mississippi. So it could be taken down by Kansas. Nobody's land. Cornfields, whatever you see. It was too late. Like Socrates says, both of the parties will applaud them. The American people would cheer him because he did the right thing. He just did it too late. If that was a spy balloon, because I don't know, I haven't seen it. I didn't touch it. I didn't connect my computer to it. I didn't took pictures of it. If this balloon was a spy and it did fly over nuclear military bases, all the information is gone. With the technology that we have today, or we know today, that we have right now on our packets, all that information is gone. I can just transfer up to you on no matter time, and then they say you got it, and then you save it on a separate file, and that's it. Even if they catch my balloon, all that information is gone. So yeah, I believe he took it down way too late, and the U.S. government, whoever made the call to call them UFOs, and we took down 3 UFOs. Man, people's laughing on you guys.
Yes.
Well, before you say people are laughing at you guys, we agree that this is not the only balloon in the world, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
But we also agree that
this is the only balloon. This is the only balloon that has been taken down, right?
Yes.
As we know, as balloon, yes, because the other objects, we don't know. They call them UFO, but nobody has pictures. Nobody has.
Because the other one is flying over Venezuela, where there's nobody.
Yeah. They haven't shut it down. The other countries are letting it go because it's from China, and the problem is that nobody wants to take this behemoth of a country right now. Okay, so if this was a spy, dude, we have Google Maps. You don't need a balloon. So that's the reason why they did not want to shut it down from the get-go. But he received so much pressure that he waited out, like, okay, if we shut it down, what happens? Well, China's gonna get mad. If we don't shut it down, what's gonna happen? Well, the country's gonna get mad because it's already everywhere. So he chose one or the other. He was gonna lose either way. So he chose to shut it down. I think that's gonna be my position on this, and either way he was gonna be down. There's some other balloons out there. Nobody else has shutting them down. Please, China, we have Google Maps, dudes. What are you guys doing? So that's my point of view. That's my point. With the other UFOs, to be honest, I don't think that even was real, because they. Did you guys came across any information where actually happened, like where were they shut down? Because I know this, it's like in the border of Canada and like from Wisconsin, somewhere out there, but there's no position. Like we know the way the balloon travel, we don't know in any map they have shown where these UFOs were shut down.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree with you, Poncho. I agree. I totally agree. We don't know exactly where it was taken down on there and where it can probably fell to ground or water. We don't know. My point is that millions of people, because all over the world, from China to Mexico to Colombia, people was laughing on the U.S. government when they called them. We took down on UFOs when if aliens life how we call it got the spaceship to come all the way here and we just gonna shut it down. Yeah, you know what? 1,000 ways to die, yes, happen.
Yeah.
Fucking aliens are gonna come over here. Obviously, they got more technology than we do. We're gonna fucking die. Thank you, U.S. government, for taking fucking ET down.
That's a good one. Yes, I mean, like you say, I haven't really checked more on these things, but for what I hear, it's that the three aliens that they shut down. They're like, yeah, we shut them down. We haven't find the remainings. Like, come on, none of the three you have find the remainings.
But they found the
and
balloon.
like you say, and like you say, if freaking aliens have it take us 3 years to get to Mars, and if some alien form came over here, they have the technology to overrun those freaking missiles.
Yeah.
One joke that I was making at work, and what about if those alien ships, it was just drones of little alien kids just playing around? We're thinking we shut down a big alien, it was just a little toy for my.
And it was an alien kid that did not listen to their parents, and they were like, "I told you not to fly those planes in Earth. Those guys are crazy."
Yeah.
But then they shut it down my door. Well, you deserve it. I told you not to fly them over there, especially Michael.
Because they're some savages.
and I want to take this guy, the very smart guy. This I believe he died. He was on a wheelchair. And,
Steve Jobs. No, not Steve Jobs. What's his name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
This guy, really smart guy,
Yes.
was in a wheelchair. He got mobility problems.
Oh, okay.
Issues. He did say that if alien life visiting us, they're gonna come with thinking of taking over our planet, like we did, humankind did, over to the American continent, like Spain coming to Mexico, to Colombia, to Nicaragua, like England came over to the U.S. territory as we know it today, and take every culture down. They will come with the same mentality, or we, the human being, would be, oh yeah, let me be your friend. Don't worry. Hey, we got something called Thanksgiving. Okay. You aliens and we're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving, and summer I'm gonna take you down with my missiles. That somehow they take alien ships now. So, I mean, we're going to the next point. The White House says we took down an UFO. We believe it is an alien technology. That was all over the news. Whoever did this, they laughing at you really freaking hard.
Yeah, just to your point, it's Stephen Hawking.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Stephen Hawking is the guy. And yeah, like you say, to the point, I think Poncho have talked to about this guy to what's his name? This African American guy that is you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He always said like it's there's a 1% that makes the difference from the chimpanzees to us. Just a 1% difference on our brain. You know, take the smartest chimpanzee, and he's able to put, you know, blocks together to make things that a toddler does on our society. Now you just imagine the 1% different from us to an alien. The same person, Stephen Hawking, which is a really brilliant guy, he's gonna be able to make equations that an alien, a kid alien does, you know, for their kindergarten.
Mhm.
So for them, we might not be intelligent people.
We'll
We
be
might
like
not be
monkeys.
intelligent beings. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we'll
just
be
be,
monkeys.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
no.
talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
listened to his podcast. He's very
He's
aware about that because everybody asked him about aliens. He was like, if an alien form comes in here, they're gonna see us as when you go to your backyard and then you spot a bunny or a deer or an ant. And how do you think about that ant to be smarter than you? You don't see it. You don't see any intelligence.
yeah. If they have the intelligence to travel out around the universe,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we don't. They're not gonna see us as intelligent form. Now
The reason why I say that I believe that this was the government just throwing us some cake in one side, not to see the problems that we're getting into, is because we saw the balloon getting shot, we saw the balloon getting down, we saw the balloon getting recovered, we saw images of these UFOs flying from one side to another random place. We never saw them getting shot. We never saw them getting down, and we never saw them getting recovered. So
recover
that's
everything.
those are things that are to keep in mind because, in all honesty, let's be honest with ourselves. There's stuff that is going on right now that is very troubling in our country. Is that the debt ceiling has been raised up? It's been a big argument. The one party is saying that they're not going to take the Social Security and the Medicare out, but they're gonna take some cost out of the budget. And when they are asked why are they gonna take out, they never answer. And the White House is prepared not to sign the budget because they're most likely gonna be the Social Security and the Medicare cut down. And if this budget, listen to this, just listen to this. Give me a minute. If this budget is not passed, we default. What is we default? I'm not very smart about what's gonna happen and everything. I'm gonna give you just a brought out information that I learned, that I know, is that the same thing that happens to you when you start paying your mortgage and your car. You get repo. You get repo. We as a country, we don't we don't get repo. But China, we owe a lot of money in China. There's a lot of people that invest in the United States out the country.
The balloon.
They're
That was
not
really expensive.
they're not gonna invest in this country. They're not gonna invest in this country, and everything's gonna go downwards. And that's how aliens exist, and we shut them down.
What you said, Rogelio, the balloon, it was China just looking at their new
Yeah, that
investment.
was pre-mapping. Like, I'm gonna make malls over here. I'm gonna make some factories over here. I'm gonna remove the people over here. I'm gonna make tall buildings.
We're gonna make
You can fit 30 families on one apartment building, and we're gonna charge
call
them
it New China.
$10,000 for a place to sleep, for a bed like this big, for a sleeping bag. 10,000. That's what happened in China.
And you know, I mean,
I'm-
I don't know about this one, Rogelio, if this will be a good transition, but I also think that this whole alien thing is trying to cover something else, another story that I think you have for us.
Yep. Yeah, guys, you want to continue with this one? Stick with us. We're gonna talk about what the government is putting clouds over you about what's really happening on the US, on territory, on our ground. You know, stick with us. We're gonna move to the next one. Don't go anywhere. Follow us. See the next one. See the next one.
Yeah.
See the next one. Guys, if you wanted to know the truth what's going on in America, guys, the UFOs, those alien guys, they not here. That was a whole cover up. That was a whole cover up because I talk about this back on our Spanish session on Harina de Otro Costal. I talk about this that the guys on the train tracks, on the train, they couldn't go to strike. They would go to jail if they go to strike. They pass a fucking bill. If you go to strike, we're gonna put you in jail. The whole alien thing that was to cover this this terrible accident that happened on the state of Ohio.
2 or 3 accidents.
Actually,
It's not-
we're gonna start with the one in Ohio. This already happened. Another one in Detroit, Michigan. There's another. I don't know what's the other one that happened. I'm not gonna call it. There's total 3 accidents from the train tracks from the train. They're spilling a whole bunch of chemicals. As we know, the one on Ohio, that's the biggest one. They call it the Chernobyl, USA, because all these chemicals there was used on World War I as a chemical weapon. Today, we got footage, we got videos that this enormous black smoke. We got pictures from space. We don't have pictures from space from fucking aliens, from the UFOs on Canada. We don't have them, but we have this big. It covered the whole state. And the government said, "Oh, we don't know the aliens. Hey, look this way. Look this way.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
aliens. Okay, the UFOs. Don't be looking at this. Don't look at that. No, guys. It's horrible what happened in Ohio. It is really horrible because not only they had to evacuate the whole city, the whole town that was there. As today, we know the water is contaminated. We know all the fishes, the living part of the water has died, and I believe people has been coming out with rashes on the skin. So I believe this is just gonna grow. And hey guys, where the lawyers at? Hey, we gotta sue. We're gonna come out together and sue this company. We gotta sue the government. Well, somebody responsible for this.
Yeah, I think this is gonna take years, Rogelio, in the making because this is a huge company. This is a big company, and they screwed up. Let's remember BP. What happened in the Gulf of Mexico? It took years for them to take some type of responsibility, and it took them even more years to give some compensation. Now that was in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. No one lived there but the fishes. And this is a state. There's people there. There are going to be lawyers, and there's going to be lawyers and of lawyers and lawyers of lawyers. So this is going to be a long one.
But you know what? Why I think the government step up and try to make that smoke screen with the aliens is because this is becoming how would you say it? This is a government problem now because they pass the bill, they make these union workers from the railroad tracks not to do what they wanted to do, not to. They didn't grant them what they was asking about, and they told them to shut up and do what your company is telling you to do. And they didn't look at all of those things that they was warning them. They was warning them that this was gonna happen. This was gonna happen because when it becomes a private thing, the company is gonna look for the company. They're not gonna listen to whoever is actually the one that is driving the freaking thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And basically, on what I said in Harina de Otro Costal, my section, I said that these guys, number one, what they wanted, that was 5 days or sick day pay. The rail track company says, no, we're not gonna pay you anything. We don't wanna pay you 5 days or 6 days. You know, you got vacation, you got this, you got that. We're not gonna pay you 5 days. So that was the number one top issue. The rail track company says no, and if they were to say yes, we're gonna pay you, we're gonna, you got it. You'll be working with us 5, 10 years, 2, 3 years. We're gonna pay you those 5 days. How much is that? Is that what happened in Ohio?
No, it's not.
Because that was as you see the video, the lady, a young lady, threw a rock into this little creek, and like oil portion start coming up from the bottom to the top. So that was all, of course, all down into she threw the rock. Yeah, and then everything start coming up. On the news, you see that today on the news, a reporter asked to the rock, and then all this oil. I don't actually know what it is. I'm gonna call that oil because it's how oil looks like on water. It's coming out of the ground with water, and obviously it's going from the water to the ground, and every single living thing on that water, on whatever is touching that water, is dying. Is dying. People report that their pets had died around the town. They got rashes now. I mean,
It's if for a moment I did thought, like it just gets on the ground and that's it. After I grow older, I understood all of these chemicals seep down on earth, and they get into those aqueducts of natural water that are underneath the ground. And when you dig how you call it?
Well,
When you dig a well, you reach those waters underneath the ground. So by the time it seeps down to the underneath the ground, it gets to the wells. It's gonna be taking years and years for it to filter, for it to be used. So all that area is gonna be contaminated for decades, for maybe a millennium. I don't know. It's gonna take a long time for it to be cleaned. Like that's what they call it, the small Chernobyl.
yeah, and this is the reason why Rogelio says that the contamination and the global warming is not man-made. Man doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's another topic, because I got another on that one.
Well, anyway, listen.
That's a whole other fight.
Now, listen to this. Listen to this. The problem is not this. This is not new. This is not new in America. This is I was talking to my wife, and we were like, we seen this movie before. We've seen this movie before. We've seen it before many times, many places. For people that are listening in other countries, there's a place in Detroit that a full town where the water is coming out with corrosion and lead, and it's been lawsuit after lawsuit, and Flint, and it hasn't get fixed. It's been a decade, I think, and it hasn't got fixed.
Yeah.
There was the river that got on fire, I think 50 years ago. It wasn't fixed. It wasn't fixed. Nothing got fixed. The pipeline that that went down on the native land was not supposed to be in native land. It wasn't fixed. It didn't got fixed. Now, the same movie happened. I mean, these people, they live in the middle of nowhere and they got their whole town taken to nothing. It's nothing's gonna be resolved. I'm sorry to say this, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this is the history of this country. I mean, the corporation is going to win. The corporation is gonna give you some peanuts, a can of soda that is already open, and pat on the back, and along you go. That's what's gonna happen. That's sad, but that's the truth.
Yeah, we see this happen back in the day on Pennsylvania. Is a city on Pennsylvania. That was a town on Pennsylvania. There was a mine, and they was closing down the mine, and somebody, I don't know how that happened. I don't know, somebody, I don't know, lighting strike the ground or something, and the whole town went on fire, and everything on the ground is on fire right now. It's burning up to today, and the city
burning,
is take down.
still going.
Yeah, no one is living on that town. So, I mean, I hate to be seeing this on my lifetime because I didn't see that happen. I'm not saying I wasn't here on the planet, but I didn't see that happen. But I'm seeing what happened on Ohio, on this city in Ohio. And I mean, we the people have the power. We should know everything about every single person that works on the government. We should know everything about them. They shouldn't know nothing about us, the minimum about us.
It's,
No,
that's another fight, Rogelio. That we can,
no, I know, but where I'm going is the community from this town. They should get together. They should get a whole bunch of lawyers and sue the company for every single thing that happened. Not only they gotta move. They got to the end of the day, 1 year from now, 3 years from now, tomorrow, they gotta move. That land is gonna be no good, not even to grow corn, to be fishing, to live. It's gonna be that land is gone. The Chernobyl of USA, that land is gone. So they gotta pay for what they have. What they have there, their houses, the type of life,
you know what? I wouldn't just go for well, I will go for the company the private company that's taking care of this railroad, but I will make them go for the government that has allowed this to happen. You know, the government had they were fool enough to put their hands in there and help them so they pass a freaking bill so they don't go to strike. These people that work on the railroads so they don't go to strike. And now you see what's happening. You put your hands in it.
It doesn't take a degree. It doesn't take a degree to say let's say put gasoline on a fuel tank and a train. Put gasoline on a fuel tank and a train. It doesn't take a degree if this train goes out of the track, the fuel tank is gonna blow,
explode. Yes,
it doesn't take a degree. Believe me, guys. Whoever took safety, which is the government, we call them OSHA, into this whole thing. I'm gonna call it OSHA. I'm gonna call it the DOT. Yes, I'm gonna call it the DOT, the transportation, the Department of Transportation, because it became a commercial vehicle. It didn't check it right, and you're not gonna blame the driver of it, because it doesn't take a degree to say like we're gonna put on this train, we're gonna put all these chemicals that if an accident happened, what's gonna happen? We're gonna need to burn it. It was gonna contaminate a whole bunch of stuff. It wasn't the safest way to move this chemical from point A to point B. It wasn't.
And I was listening to the news, and they was trying to make it sound that they did the right thing. They was trying to make it sound like, it was really dangerous, so they controlled the explosions. You know, the last tank was burning up, and he was like, "Oh, this last tank is burning up as it was designed to do so." Like, dude, that doesn't make it any better.
Exactly.
Like that it's gonna explode at you. It's gonna explode as you thought it was gonna explode. Like, the fuck.
Yeah. Let me put it up this way. You know, this guy has a gun and then go kills a whole bunch of people, and the bullets, they did what they're supposed to do. You know, sometimes they hit the target, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
The way
sometimes
that I
good,
see
sometimes
it,
it's shit. This is a meme, ¿verdad?
the way that I see it with this problem is again, it becomes from greed and corporation. I know, Roy, that you have a lot of beef with the government, but more than the government, Socrates has beef with the government too. I think that the beef that I have is the with the biggest, the corporations. That's where I have beef, because even even if we were talking about Mexico one time about the military and about the response of state and the response of the federal government, and then if both the state and the federal were working together, the state became safer. And if not, well, it was an unsafe state. We come back to the same thing. Now, Ohio is, I'm not just gonna point fingers, it's left or right, but Ohio doesn't have a really safe government there. It's just like a free for all. If we go to that state, it's not the richest state of them all. It's not the safest state of them all. The infrastructure of that state is it's minimum. So if you want to go into the the government side, they did not they are not updating the infrastructure, which is, the, the Department of Transportation of the state is not updating things. The reason why this train fell, it was because of the railroad, not so much because of the train itself. It was the railroad. It needed to be fixed, it needed to be updated. It needed to be secure, and it wasn't. That's the reason why it happened. That's why it happened.
Yeah,
Now,
and this and this
and
will become
just to finish my point is that this becomes the same thing. It's not the federal government's fault, it's the state fault, and we have to be accountable, because you're watching us have to ask you one question: who's your representative in the house of your state? Not on the federal government, on your state. Who's your representative? Who are you going to call? You're there watching us in Ohio. Who are you going to call? Do you know who you're going to call for your state? If you called your state governor, it's not going to answer. You have to call the one that calls the shots, the one that makes the laws, the ones that writes the laws, so the governor signs it.
it's OSHA. It's OSHA.
That's not
Because
OSHA. That's not OSHA.
listen. It's OSHA and Department of Transportation. Both of them, because the road tracks, it didn't happen. Let's say it passed the first train, and then there was damage, and then
Mhm.
passed the second train, and then this happened. No, it never happened like that. As we know, everybody drives vehicles today, even electric or gasoline. If you get in a flat tire, if you get a flat tire on the road, you get it like this, that's because it blow off, right? You get it a flat tire, you're gonna get a little light that says, "Hey, the air is fucking missing on this tire," you know. And that's when we come. OSHA and DOT says, "Hey, this part needs to be fixed. I give you 30 days. I give you 90 days." Nobody's talking about them. What happened? Where's the last inspection of this vehicle? Where's the last inspection of the trucks? That's responsible DOT, that's the transport Department of Transport, and OSHA says this is the last time they would check and everything was fine. Right?
Okay.
What's that? It's the federal government and the state.
That's a
What's that
state.
paper?
That's gotta be the state.
That federal government and the state backing up each other says this is a last inspection that these road tracks, the road was in a good condition.
I'm gonna say the
This
state
train,
because
this train,
I'm gonna say the state, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna say
yes,
the
I
state
mean,
because that train
who-
does not just go in that state, but
that's what I'm
it
saying.
failed in that particular state.
Exactly. On that state, what's the last inspection on this road? What's the last inspection of this whole train? What's the last inspection? I want to see it. Nobody's
Yeah,
asking that.
and to my point, if you have a representative that is not looking at what you're saying, Rogelio, then if you don't have a representative, a senator, or someone that is saying we have to manage DOT and OSHA on our state, and we have to pass a law that they have to give us the book to start looking at that. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. If you don't have a government in your state that's looking for your safety, you're never gonna have the safety.
Yeah, or if you have a representative that's just taking money,
Yep.
they getting lavish, and you're okay with me, and I'm not gonna give you much trouble. It becomes a mess because you're being elected for the people, so you
Yes,
can take
exactly.
care of the people. You're not being elected from the company, so you can take care of the company.
Exactly.
It's because. Does it sound familiar that this is becoming more and more like Mexico? I don't know. You guys don't.
Unfortunately, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna get what I said earlier. La dictadura americana. It becomes, President Biden is not far away from Venezuela president. It's not that far away.
Yes.
Because he's taking all the money from these big companies. He says he's gonna charge them more taxes, and obviously, the company says, "Oh, you charge me more? I'm gonna just increase my prices." I mean, it doesn't take a degree, carnal. It doesn't take a degree, Biden, to says, "I'm gonna charge you more taxes." The guy is gonna charge more to my people.
That's a stupid thinking, because I don't want you to charge more taxes. I want you to take care of what you're supposed to take care of. Like, I don't want you to charge taxes if you don't fix my potholes on my road. I want you to fucking fix. It doesn't help me if you charge more taxes. Right? It helps me if you fix the freaking roads. Do what you're supposed to do.
But wait, time out, guys. Joe Biden is not the government of Ohio.
No. He represents the federal government.
Exactly, the federal government.
No, Poncho, it's not just about Joe Biden. It's
exactly. Let's not make it just. Let's not put
right now,
take the name off. Take the name off.
Right now, he's the one in charge.
I didn't say Joe Biden. You said Joe Biden.
No, Rogelio said Joe Biden.
Okay. Yeah, but I didn't say Joe Biden. I say, I said whoever
I say
is
Joe Biden
responsible.
because we're not that far away from Venezuela. Like Socrates says, this becomes Mexico. Political parties take advantage of the income from companies, private companies, such as the rail train accident that we know,
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna look the other way. Look those aliens. Hey, fucking aliens.
Look at the sky, don't look at the roads.
Exactly. And then, yes, that becomes la dictadura de Chavez is not that far away from our actual president today, Biden.
And my point of view is my opinion is your anger should be focused in the right direction. If you go to the White House to scream at Biden that your state is screwed up, but you don't do nothing within your state, then you're barking at the wrong tree. If you want your state to get better, you have to go to your representatives in the state so they can fix the state. If you go to the White House, nothing's gonna change. You're barking at the wrong tree.
And I'm pointing to Alfonso. This is what we're here to make you think. And Alfonso is right. You should go and talk to the people this close by. All these, all those citizens from that town should go and ask the representative from that town, from that district, whoever it is, whatever party it is, doesn't matter who party it is, it's Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter. They should go out and say, like, hey, we got all this damage, fix it. We're gonna go through you. We're gonna go through you. Push this guy, this lady, whoever this guy is. He's gonna push forward. He's not gonna push it enough. Push forward, jump him.
Go further.
Exactly. Yep. And to the bottom line, all the media, that's why we're not on YouTube. That's why YouTube doesn't take it seriously. That's why we're not coming on #1 page for you guys on YouTube, because we're telling you, yes, it is the federal government who should be looking at this and say like, these people are responsible, these people's not. We should be paying this, we should not paying that. This should be done this, they should be done that. This is what should be doing. That's the work. That's the work of federal government.
Yes.
Which unfortunately today, Biden is on top of the head, all the way up there. You know, and if you want to kill a dragon, you go for the heart or for the head.
Really hard.
Exactly.
for the head.
But, you know, unfortunately, Biden represents what everybody sees as a federal government.
You go for the head, Poncho, because we saw on Avengers Endgame that what's his name? Thor shot to the heart, and Thanos told him you should have went for the head.
Yeah. I mean, there's American history. Oh no, there's comics. There's fucking comics.
No, we're gonna get bad. We're gonna get bad.
I mean, this obviously this is why we not, guys. If you listen to us, thank you for sticking out with us. And this is exactly why YouTube, it doesn't take us as promote our videos as well, like everybody else doing dumb shit. Because we're telling you where to go, where to take the first steps, which is like Alfonso says, and this time should be them and the social media, all the medias, every single one should be like, hey, show me the last inspection. Show me the state inspection of those roads. Show me the state inspection from that train. Now show me the federal one. When was the last one? Who's responsible of it?
Find the responsible. Don't just
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And the media, the TV media, yes.
Well, the problem is that I kid you not, and I bet you that there's many places of the railroad track in many states that are in the same situation, and it's just gonna be a matter of time that the same thing happens. And knowing the way it is, knowing the way it goes, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again.
Conspiracy theory right now. Russia has some spies over here and took those trains down. I don't know.
Watch out for the next balloon.
No. According to Mexico border and U.S. border patrol down on the south border, and a Russian guy that who was in charge of building bombs and where they're gonna land, give up himself. I mean, went to U.S. border patrol like, hey, my name is whatever, and I'm in charge of this and this and that in Russia. I quit, I run, I'm here. Please protect me. And this is information that it's true, but this information that social media is not telling you.
Maybe or like you said, the algorithm. Like you say, the algorithm is not letting us hear it.
Yeah, exactly. It's keeping you with the audience, and it's keeping you with whatever else it is.
We just listen. I mean, I'm gonna argue with this all night with Rogelio about the federal government and the state government, but we want you to look into further than what you're seeing in social media. We stop looking into the Facebook news, please. That's not a place to look at those.
No, I wouldn't say stop. I'll say don't just stay there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Don't just stay there. Dig further. What's Fox News saying? What is the BBC saying? What is the NBC saying? What is
Telemundo says?
The actual state news are saying? You know, the whoever's in that state, what the the newspaper in that state is saying, what the town newspaper is saying. Look deeper into it. You can. You have this. You can.
Yeah.
And then get you could get a little bit the gist of it, and just be careful with your sources. Just don't go into just one. That's to this day you can't trust one source. You cannot.
No, and that's one of the things that I learned is if you only have one source of news, you only listening to one side. You have to go around.
You're misinformed.
Yes.
Exactly. And this goes to, clear example, as we talked at the beginning today, at the beginning of this one of the train tracks, big example. Don't believe them. Go do your own search. Do the math. I mean, we teach us that in school, making sense. Do all the investigations you can do, I don't know, draw on a piece of paper, think about it, meditate about this thing, because the White House says there was some UFOs, probably alien technology there, and the next day they back up. Don't believe them.
Yeah, just do what you're supposed to do.
Yep, guys. I want to thank you to be over here on the 3 sections that we did today. We did a little bit different. We're gonna divide it by 3. Well, we actually divided by 3, so keep you informed about this, and we got a little messages. Our video was a little bit too long, so we tried to divide this one on 3. And what the country is going on, or what's the today information, today big news we got today, at least through this month up to today, and let's talk about this. This affects you if you live on the town, if you boating, if you work on the road tracks, if you are a driver of these machines, if you need to cross to this town, you go to the school on this town, yes, it does affect you. We live far away from the state, but hey, if tomorrow the news says the air is contaminated, you need to buy air in a bottle. I mean, there's a virus. Cállate la boca, güey. I don't know. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
Well, why don't we just before give us like our little advice in this one? I want to hear Socrates something good, because seriously, pinche Rogelio always brings shit that just makes my head hurt.
All right, let's go to the Socrates thoughts for today. And Socrates' first thoughts for today says, whatever you decide to do, make sure it makes you happy. Because, and this is a little bit for my own take, you gotta go and do what makes you happy. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself.
That's nice.
I agree.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. At the end of the day, in this world that is all globalized, and we're supposed to be globalized, we forget that the little bit things that you have in your hand, and that's actually what makes you happy. Well, thank you very much for listening to us, and I'm sorry personally because of my sickness. I got the virus again, and my throat is not letting me talk too much. My wife is happy because I keeping it quiet at the house. But anyway, thank you for watching us. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for following us. Opiniones del milenio pasano at gmail.com. Send us an email, leave us a message, and thumbs up.
Yeah, and again, give us a thumbs up, share us whoever you want to. If you think we're just talking crazy, share us with whoever you don't like, so you can mess their day up. If you like what you hear from us, share us whoever you like, and show them, and we want to hear their opinions. We want to hear what you have to say, what they have to say, and believe me, we're gonna read whatever comments you have for us.
Yeah, that's right, guys. From immigrants from Venezuela, guys, if you listen on Venezuela, please leave us a message. We're gonna We're gonna respond you. We're gonna contact you. We're gonna know about you. What's going on? What's going on? We're gonna know the truth, you know. And hey, guys, if you are from another planet and you listen to us, somehow you got this radio signal, send us an email, send us a message, send us a picture, because we know you up there. And our planes, an F-15 and 18, we can take you down, but sorry, guys, okay? We don't want you to come over and take over our world. And to our town in Ohio, be safe, do smart things, buy bottled waters, and shame on the government. They should help you out.
Yes.
Keep yourself strong. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a nice one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you next
Bye.
time. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Bye.
Production and directions are done by Rogelio Garcia, Alfonso Garcia, and Socrates Garcia. The addition of the audio and video is done by Alfonso Garcia and Socrates Garcia. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you for following us on all our social media, and we're waiting for your opinions. Come on over and give us your opinion. Bye-bye. Opiniones del milenio pasado.
Ya la. Mira, yo estaba comiendo estos nuevos, güey. Dorito limón, güey. Ya
Yo
ni me
estoy
los-
comiendo los taques, güey.
Ya me chingué 2 tés, güey.
Sí, vimos que